beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Hello and welcome to A Beautiful Legacy. I'm your host, Tiago Pinto. This month, we're looking at the people who shape not only what we buy, but how we buy. The systems, objects, and environments that structure everyday commerce. Today's episode is about a designer whose name is rarely visible in retail history, yet whose thinking defines every transaction we make. Henry Dreyfuss did not design supermarkets. He did not build department stores. He did not create logos for food brands. He designed something fundamental. He designed the human transaction. For the next 10 minutes, let's explore how ergonomics, measurement, and behavioral choreography became one of the most enduring legacies in modern commerce. In the early 20th century, industrial design was often about appearance, styling, surface, modernity as spectacle. Dreyfuss rejected that approach. His principle was radical in its simplicity. Design must begin with the user, not the object. He did not ask, how should this look? He asked, how will this be held, read, dialed, operated, and understood. This philosophy shaped projects such as the Western Electric Model 302 telephone for Bell system, an object engineered for clarity, comfort, and intuitive use. The handset weight, the angle of the cradle, the resistance of the dial, every detail calibrated to human behavior. It was not decorative innovation, it was behavioral optimization. The same logic guided the Honeywell round thermostat, a device that replaced technical complexity with a single legible rotation gesture. Turn left, turn right, warmer, cooler. No explanation required. Dreyfuss understood something that retail designers would only formalize decades later. Friction is the enemy of trust. The smoother the interaction, the stronger the relationship between person and system. And commerce, at its core, it's a system of interactions.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
One of Dreyfuss's most significant contributions was not a single product, but a book, Designing for People. In it, he introduced Joe and Josephine, anthropometric diagrams representing average human measurements, heights, reaches, handspans, sightlines. This was not abstract research, it was operational. If a counter is too high, the transaction becomes awkward. If a dial requires excessive force, frustration builds up. If a payment device demands unnecessary explanation, confidence erodes. Dreyfuss transformed ergonomics from medical study into commercial infrastructure. Today, when we stand at a checkout counter, whether in a supermarket in Warsaw or a food hall in Lisbon, the height of the surface, the reach of the card terminal, the angle of the screen are not arbitrary. They are descendants of Dreyfuss's measurements. He proved that design is not about pleasing the eye first, it is about accommodating the body. For someone like you, operating at the intersection of retail systems and brand experience, this is fundamental. Before storytelling, before atmosphere, before visual codes, there is the choreography of movement. Where do hands go? Where do eyes land? How does a person transition from browsing to paying? Dreyfuss designed those transitions long before self-checkout existed.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Retail is theater, but payment is the climax. It is the moment where intention becomes exchange. Dreyfuss's work with large corporations, Bell, Honeywell, and others, required him to think in systems, not isolated objects, but entire sequences of interactions. He understood that transactions are not singular gestures, they are choreographies. Approach, pause, engage, confirm, exit. Checkout counters today, their linear arrangement, the clear cue direction, the placement of impulse goods, all depend on this choreography of human flow. While Dreyfuss did not design supermarket checkouts directly, his methodology shaped the way designers think about transactional spaces, standardized heights, clear operational cues, visual hierarchy, tactile confirmation. These principles later influenced everything from airline ticket counters to bank tellers to grocery tills. And now, in digital commerce, the same logic persists. Button placement, progress indicators, confirmation sounds. The digital checkout is simply Dreyfuss translated into pixels. He showed that payment is not just economic, it is psychological. When friction disappears, trust grows. When trust grows, systems scale.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Many designers chase novelty. Dreyfuss pursued longevity. The Honeywell thermostat remained fundamentally unchanged for decades. The telephone form he refined became archetypal. Why? Because he did not design for fashion. He designed for human constants. Hands still grip the same way. Eyes still scan horizontally. Arms still reach within predictable arcs. By anchoring design in biology rather than trend, he created objects that could endure technological shifts. For commerce, this is critical. Retail environments change aesthetics every 5 years, but the physical reality of exchange remains remarkably stable. Counter heights still work within a narrow ergonomic band. Payment gestures still require confirmation. Customers still seek reassurance at the moment of parting with money. Dreyfuss's legacy is therefore invisible but omnipresent. He embedded humanity into industrial systems.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
The world we inherited from Henry Dreyfuss. Look around the next time you pay for groceries. Notice the height of the counter, the tilt of the screen, the distance between you and the cashier, the rhythm of the queue. These are not coincidences. They are the result of decades of ergonomic thinking seeded by Dreyfuss. In a world increasingly obsessed with experience, he reminds us that experience begins with respect. respect for reach, respect for sight, respect for cognitive load, respect for the quiet dignity of ordinary people. He did not design luxury, he designed usability. And by doing so, he built the foundation for modern retail systems, customer service counters, and even digital interfaces. For those of us thinking about the future of supermarkets, service design, and branded environments, his lesson is clear. Before you create atmosphere, design the transaction. Before you craft emotion, eliminate friction. Before you chase spectacle, measure the human. Because commerce is not abstract. It is physical, it is behavioral, it is human.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Henry Dreyfuss rarely sought the spotlight. His work does not shout, but it structures our everyday exchanges. From telephones to thermostats, from ticket counters to grocery checkouts. He proved that design innovation is not only about what we see, it is about how we move, reach, decide, and pay. And when those movements feel natural, almost invisible, we are witnessing his legacy at work. He designed the human transaction, and that, truly, is a beautiful legacy.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
You've been listening to A Beautiful Legacy. Throughout March, How the World Eats explores the designers and thinkers who shaped not just what we consume, but how we recognize, trust, and experience food in everyday life. From corporate packaging systems to culinary revolutions, from brand architecture to sensory identity, we will examine the invisible structures behind appetite. In the coming episodes, we will move from the shelf to the kitchen, from identity systems to gastronomy itself. Follow the show and join me every Tuesday and Thursday. Until then, keep noticing the beauty people leave behind.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were. In the shape of a chair, in the light on a wall, someone's dream still stands tall. But